he was really nervous, and I told him that I know exactly how that goes. When you and Ip casted me at the Lucky Fool DC LAN event, and I was like 10 feet from you with everybody staring at my back and I was freaking out the whole time. Yeah, that was great.
Oh, yeah.
While I faced against Orb, of all people.
Oh, yes, and Orb's pretty damn good. No, he's not an Avalo or anything, but he's pretty damn good. But
oh yeah.
But anyway, I mean, at this point, there's really not a whole lot for us to say. You know, as casters, I know we're supposed to make it exciting, but hey, you guys know as well as I do. So long as Narwhal doesn't screw the pooch, you know, basically so long as he doesn't shit the bed more than the standard amount in any matchup, I think he's going to be just fine. Should be able to go steal a win real quickly and earn himself a break here at the King of the Hill. So, just a matter of time. Look at the creep tumor spread, by the way. Just want to point that out. He's just about to join them at the gold here of Tobo. Tobo being ultra defensive, and that's ultimately going to be what kills him. I mean, when you're on 2 bases, one of which is mined out pretty much at this point, against a 4-5 basing, including a gold now Zerg, who actually has complete map control, you're not going to win this. You're just not.
Yeah, he's going to be able to resupply or re-up himself very quickly. We see that Ultralist did is almost finished, and he's as soon as he has that ability, he's going to just go right in. Tobo doing a great thing now. He is spending the scans to go out there and try to recede that creep just a little bit, but
well, I mean, just one of those things like, yeah, I'm going to go get his creep. 1, 2, now walk back home. Now walk back home. It's like, come on, man. But yeah, anyway, Tobo, he's got the Banshees there. Oh, this is going to be ugly. 1 fungal growth. The Infested Terrans. He does cloak, though, so hey, it doesn't matter because he's got more fungal growths in the bank. 1 more. Nope, he missed it. There we go. Got him with the second one. Ultralisk on the way. I mean, Narwhal, I think, is just basically taking a break 1 game early. And again, I'm not hating on Tobo. I think, I'm with you. I really think the Cassic's probably gotten to him just because whenever you see someone playing this slow and just making this kind of questionable, you know, with this kind of questionable decision-making, it tends to be an indication of nerves. So, but, Narwhal in complete control of this match at 198 supply and pretty much ready to A-move himself a victory. He's going to run the Zerglings along the Common Knowledge Hallway and probably go to work on this barracks to pull the army out of position. Then he'll move in the front with his Banelings, or he'll just back up and make me look like an idiot. Thanks a lot, Narwhal. Appreciate that, brother. Absolutely.
No, that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do something else.
Pretty high Baneling count.
That looks like he's going to do it. Nope, no, he's not.
Yeah, pretty high Baneling count here. About 20... Oh, wow, actually more than that. He's got right around 37, I think, Banelings on the map at the moment, so... yeah, he's up there, going to be able to move all of this army. Nope, not going to be caught. Now he's going to move in, throws off a couple of fungal growths, catches a few of these stray units. Tank's going to re-siege now. I mean, really, just look at this army. This, you know, it's kind of pitiful in its own way. Just like, oh, look at them, how cute. They're trying to defend the natural. Not going to work out so well. Here we go. The final engagement. The Zerglings run in, get the good surround. Baneling splitting along the side of that big gap in the middle. Just the infantry absolutely melting. The Thor's all that are left. The Ultralisk going to clean that up without so much as a blink. Now they're going to move in. He's going to be able to fungal growth the SCVs if he should so choose, or just make a Gorillion Infested Terrans. That works too. 1 Thor remains, but he's going to be targeted down by the Infested Terrans as well. The Ultralisk going to work on the workers, and this expansion natural gonna, be finished up. This is gonna be the GG. 39 supply to the 200 of Narwhal. Narwhal looking so strong and poised to take his 4th consecutive win here at the IG King of the Hill number 11.
Oh yeah, with all that coming in there, and even more morphing in right now. So many Banelings.
Yes.
Oh my God, 120 Banelings coming into effect right now. 125. Wow.
Yeah, because hey, why not? So
why not? Yeah, that's one of those things. If you
here we go.
If you smoke them if you
got. Look at this. Look at it. If you saw this on the stream, all the rally points. There it is. The GG well played from Tobo. So GG Tobo to you as well. Congratulations to Narwhal for earning his 4th win. Means he's going to get a break as we move on to our next 2 competitors. So who are those next 2 competitors going to be here, Red Mage?
Let's see what it is going to be here, AC. We got Tobo. It's going to be Midnight versus Arcana. And Midnight just informed me that both him and Arcana are both gold. So, very interesting. So, We'll be making that map up right now. What map would you like to go to, AC? I'm going to let you pick the map. Normally I pick the map.
Well, it states in the rules that we start back off on Metalopolis. So
I was gonna let you pick a map.
But you know me, it's one of those things where as much as I'd like to see us play on a map, on a different map or something, I just, you know how it goes. If whoever loses, if I pick the map, is going to complain, and then we got to spend 20 minutes dealing with that. So that's kind of how I roll. But anyway, welcome in IG King of the Hill, number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com, by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries, and of course by the rest of our sponsors, which include Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jiu-Jitsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, that last sponsor, by the way, once again, Sanya Mabushi Jiu-Jitsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. They are allowing us to continue to have our giveaway, by the way. If you're just joining us, no matter where you're coming from, Reddit, well played, Team Liquid, doesn't matter. Welcome in. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. And the contest we're having this evening is we're giving away 2 packs of very special edition Magic the Gathering cards to 2 lucky viewers. In our stream, we ask only 2 things of you. 1, click follow there on Justin TV. Then just simply send an email to contest@itsgosu.com and include your Justin TV nickname as well as something along the lines of, hey, give me the Magic cards, curse us out, do whatever the hell you want. Doesn't really matter to me. Just let us know that you're emailing in regards to the giveaway this evening, and then at the end of the night, we're going to select 2 lucky winners randomly and send those Magic the Gathering cards out to them. Now, the Magic the Gathering cards, as I said, are kind of special. They're the special edition Planeswalker Edition Magic cards, 2 packs of them that we're giving away. And not only that, they are Planeswalker Edition Magic cards that were only available at one time in one place, and that was at the New York Comic Convention in 2010. So these are very hard to get a hold of. They wholesale, not retail, mind you, but wholesale, for about $15 to $20 a pack. So either way, even if you're not into Magic, you have a chance to stick those up on eBay and make $20. And, we're not going to make you pay shipping or anything retarded like that. So don't worry about that. We're going to get them out to you, courtesy of us, 100%. Or, as I continue to suggest, I think you ought to treat it the white trash way and look at it like a scratch-off card. If you open that pack up, even if you're not into Magic, you can check the price guide on the cards. And within those Planeswalker packs, I know there are a few cards that are worth more than $50, $60, and even a couple worth more than $100. So, if you happen to just follow us and send that email to itsgosu.com, you have a pretty damn good chance of possibly landing yourself what's equivalent to a $100 prize. So, yeah, I think that's a pretty good deal, don't you, Red Mage?
I think that's a pretty great deal right there.
Excuse me. Anyway, waiting on our next two matchups here. Looks like we're going to have Midnight with 2 eyes in the night part of the game. And now we're waiting on Arcana, it seems. So Arcana going to be our next competitor?
That's what it's supposed to be, but he's currently in a game, so I'm going to go ahead and put him on the clock for the next round. We're just going to move right along because I don't have time to message back and forth. So
right, okay.
Now go ahead.
Well, we're not going to put him on the clock, or we are?
Oh no, we're going to put him on the 1-game clock, and then we're just going to move on. So
yep. So as of right now, Arcana has exactly 10 minutes, and by my clock, it is 9:26 p.m. So at 9:36 p.m., he's going to be DQ'd from the tournament if he doesn't show up. So in the meantime, though, I'll take a little bit of time. And for those that are joining us from like I said, any community, be it Reddit, Team Liquid, well played, whatever. If you're not familiar with itsgosu.com, just take a look at the calendar in front of your pretty little faces at the moment. This is actually going to be outdated very soon. But we're doing 20 events a month. Get that, 20 events a month. More than $2,500 in cash and prizes have been given out just from April until now. And we're going to expand on that now that we've landed SteelSeries as a major sponsor as we move into July. July is going to be the kickoff month for our 2011 Summer Tournament Series. We're just now winding down the 2011 Spring Tournament Series here at itsgosu.com. So we've got Beta Divisionals, Alpha Divisionals, Omega Divisionals, IG Cups, King of the Hills. The Faction Wars is completed. Congratulations to All for One Gaming, by the way, for winning our Faction Wars. We're going to have the replays and some VODs up from that very, very soon. Some of the cherry-picked best games that took place there. But the Beta Divisionals for our Bronze and Silver League players, Alpha Divisionals for our Gold and Platinum League players, and our Omega Divisionals for our Diamond Master and Grandmaster players. You can find all the details about those events and get signed up by going to itsgosu.com, checking just on the main page on the bottom left. You'll see all of the events. We tend to post about 1 week ahead of time for each event. And this calendar can be found there as well under an article titled Introducing Our 2011 Tournament Series. You can find this entire calendar or just tune in at any point. You're going to see me flash this calendar up now and then. But yeah, so much going on, guys, and I'm so damn pleased and honored to have each and every one of you here in the stream with us. But you know what? I'm stingy, man. It's not good enough. I want each and every one of you signed up to play. If you're here, you love StarCraft, and there is no excuse for you not to, no matter what your skill level it is, bronze all the way through Grandmaster. We've got something for you. So head on over to itsgosu.com and get signed up for one of our events. So, Red Mage brother, how you doing tonight, man? We got a little bit of time to vamp. Hopefully, that's not going to kill our viewership too much. But yeah, by the way, thanks again. The viewership's actually pretty good tonight. I'm pretty pleased with this. So, but how you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing pretty good, my friend. Yeah, Arcana hopped in for just he got out of his game just in time. We included him in there, but he seemed to have a bug, so we just had to do a quick restart. He's going to be right back in, and we will be going absolutely crazy here with our Arcana versus Midnight here. I forgot to look what Arcana was, but of course Midnight's a Zerg, so we're going to have yet more Zerg. So many Zerg. I love seeing Zerg.
Oh, I know. It's so feast or fandom with the Zerg with us, man. I guess it's probably like that for a lot of other people, just because it's our events. We notice it a little bit more. But yeah, it's like, it seems like we'll go through like a whole week where we'll see maybe like Zerg making up 15% of our player field. Then we have an event like this where Zerg seem to make up like 3/4 of the player field. So, but anyway, okay, Thorfan says he doesn't have a North American account. Thorfan, you don't sweat that at all, because we're going to have EU tournaments on the way starting in the summer, so can't wait. Shakemaster52, AC, who's hotter, Nova or Kerrigan? Okay, when you say Kerrigan, you have to preface that with which Kerrigan. Are we talking like Queen of Blades Kerrigan? Or are we talking?
I'm thinking pre-Zerg infestation.
Okay, if you're talking to Sarah Kerrigan from Brood War, Sarah Kerrigan, the redhead, are you fucking kidding me, man? Pre-infestation Kerrigan is like the dream girl of every sci-fi nerd in creation. Screw Jim Raynor, I'd beat his drunk alcoholic ass up. That's my girl. He can't have her. Actually, I take it back. As hot as she is, Banshee Chick's still hotter. She just is. She just is. I'm sorry.
That's not on the table for discussion right now. We're talking about Kerrigan versus Nova. Goodness, my friend. You're just gonna lose this again. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna lose it based on one data point. The one time we had. Okay, fine. We've got a good number of viewers in here. All right, guys, call it out. Who's hotter, Medic Chick or Banshee Chick? This has been a debate that has raged between Red Mage and I since like the friggin' release. Okay, Banshee Chick is so much hotter. She just is. I don't. How do you compare an Air Force pilot with dark eyes, big tits, and bondage leather to a nursing school dropout and the equivalent of sweatpants, okay? I mean, just how do you compare them? It's not even close. Not even close.
That was a well-rounded, well-founded argument. But still, the Medic is hotter.
Well, we'll see. We'll take our amateur poll here. We'll find out. But anyway, yes, pre-Zerg Kerrigan. The redhead, the hottie. Yes, she was definitely the hotter out of Nova. Nova's just another blonde bimbo, even though Blizzard thought it would be a great idea to basically give them the exact same character models and avatars. But, oh, look at this. Banshee Chick. All right, I'm winning right now. Keep typing that out, guys. We're jumping into a game. So we'll take the final results on that forthwith very, very soon. But
I would definitely have to go with you, though. I would definitely go for pre-Zerg Kerrigan as well.
Oh, yeah.
But if we were talking about powers based on lore, not in the game lore, because I know that there's some conflicting thing with Brood War, and I haven't played Brood War, but Nova is supposed to be a far superior telepath and psionic than Kerrigan. So I would definitely go for Nova.
We're not saying, dude, this isn't like those nerd conversations you have where who would win out of like Sephiroth and the Hulk, man. We're not asking who's going to win a fight. We're not asking who's going to win in a fight. We're asking who's hotter.
I just want to know what's going to happen when both of them are fighting over me. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It turns into like a Jerry Springer episode.
Oh, can I be Steve? I want to be Steve. Can I be Steve?
You can be Steve.
Baller. Anyway, all right, we're jumping into the game here, guys. We're gonna have Midnight and Arcana. And this is going to be another ZVP. This is your favorite matchup, the art geek that you are. I know you love all the little portraits and all that fun, cute stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, the ZVPs are fun to watch too. But if I had to guess, I do not like having conversations about balance. But whenever it comes to the matchups, the relative racial matchups, I still can't help but feel like there's something about ZVP that's off. I mean, and you can have debates. It's like, oh, the force field's all OP, or oh, it's, Protoss cheap race, LOLs, whatever. I'm not going to do that. But there does seem like there is something off about the matchup. I just can't quite put my finger on it, outside of the typical QQ complaints. So, what are your thoughts on that, my friend?
Well, because I don't have as much knowledge in depth about the Protoss, or the Zerg for that matter. But trying to play both when I was just trying to determine what race I wanted to be, the Protoss I just got a little bored with, honestly, because it's one of those things where if you didn't 4-gate, you didn't have an army. But now with the changing of things a little bit, the 2-gate robo or the 3-gate robo is a little bit more viable now. But it's I honestly can't pin it down either. The Zerg just have so many cool things about them, But I'm with you right there with the infestation, the infestor, statement that without an infestor. If a Zerg with an infestor is like kind of like overpowering the race a little bit with what it can do. So I really can't pin it down either. Aside from little itty bitty things that are just kind of like whiny. Kind of nerd things. Well, there's nothing that sticks out.
Well, no, I'm with you. The idea that all the races are supposed to feel identical is kind of BS to me. Not everything a race does should be hard countered by something another race does. Okay, that's not how it should play out. It wasn't how Brood War worked in the least. So we'll continue that conversation later, or not at all, whatever. You can have it in the Justin TV chat, whatever, guys. Either way, Midnight goes hatch first now in these close air positions. Probably, don't want to call it a sketchy call. But he's got to be real careful because this is the second closest walk position. It's not, we are on MLG Metalopolis, so we're not, never had a chance to see this insanely close ground distance spawns. But this is a fairly close ground distance spawn position right now from Midnight, which is going to make him a little susceptible to any kind of 4-gate pressure, even 3-gate sentry pressure. And at the same time, he's going to have to be really conscious of Stargate play. I mean, the Phoenixes are fast to cover a lot of ground already. So if Arcana decides to go ahead and commit himself to Stargate play early on, he's really going to be able to start applying the pressure very quickly, very early. So Evo Chamber down immediately out of Midnight. He is very conscious of the Stargate play. Without a doubt, that's going down just to try and ward off any sort of Phoenix or Void Ray harass. So very solid play here from Midnight.
Oh yeah, and Arcana opening up, pretty standard, with everything. And again, you were describing to me the yesterday for those of you who didn't watch, but the difference between
1 second,
putting the gap in or what?
Twilight Council down at the 6 o'clock position. We're gonna see DTs.
Dun dun dun.
But anyway, continue. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Just if I'm staring at it, I gotta call it out.
The game was far better than my lame observations. Believe me. No, because yesterday again, you kind of helped me understand a little bit more with the Protoss on why you wall yourself in certain ways and things like that. You leave yourself just enough of that gap as opposed to having because again they don't have something that can move out of the way or whatnot. But a lot of times people leave the gap or they'll put that pylon in the way and then they'll have to destroy it. I'm one of those weird people that I don't want to destroy my own building in order to get out of my base. I think that you should be able to construct your base well enough to do that. I hate putting unit producing structures as the sole wall in my ramp as well.
Especially against Zerg, when Baneling Bust is so viable. And and to be honest, it's kind of fallen off in popularity. You really don't see it that much, even in high-level play, the really strong 2-base Baneling Bust. I mean, but it's still very viable at all levels of play. That was demonstrated to us in the TSL 3. We saw Jinro eliminated with that, in particular by Morrow in the TSL. So, But yeah, I mean, it's you make a great point. Especially me as a Terran, I like you have to wall in as a Terran. But once I get down my ramp into my natural, I'm not a big fan of planting 4 or 5 barracks on a map like Metalopolis to try and constrict movement paths. It's just, to me, it's taking too big a risk. Whenever if I'm playing the game the way I should be playing, I should be able to control that with nothing but Marines and tanks, which is what I'm going to be getting in a TVZ anyway. So, and as a Protoss, same thing. You've got sentries. You're going to want a pretty high sentry count through the majority of the game. Why would you not just rely on, basically force yourself to play at optimum efficiency? Don't give yourself room to be a noob. Play tight, play good. You rely on micro, so... Spire on the way now out of Midnight, but the first 2 DTs are being warped in now over at this pylon, roughly at that 9 o'clock position. Midnight draws the conjunctivitis face. So
To the conjunctivitis face.
but I'm not sure what that's about. But now here come the DTs. He has a spore crawler though down at his natural. He's going to be able to spot it. But he's going to run past, and no, he got a good surround on one of the DTs, so picks it off. And there's a spore crawler here as well. So this is going to be shut down pretty hard here by Midnight. Good play there. And then, so important. And I love little plays like this. And it seems so intuitive. It's like, well, of course if he's getting DTs, I want spore crawlers. But these are so very, these offer so much utility, just getting one up at each base. It wards off DT pressure, and it also serves to ward off Phoenix pressure. That immediate 1 or 2 Phoenix pressure if he decides to go Stargate. It's pretty much, if not shut down completely. Oh, there we go. The Zergling has spotted this, by the way. Just saw the pylon, the Dark Shrine, and the Twilight Council, so he needs to get some Zerglings out there to try and go ahead and take that down, and no units and no Expo. I don't think he was legitimately calling him a stream cheater, by the way. I think that was a kind-hearted...
A jab.
Yeah, a kind-hearted comment. But Midnight up on his 3rd hatchery now, so he's going to be in great position. Arcana way behind. Just now getting down his 2nd Nexus, and really... again, it's one of those things where Arcana has a chance to swing things back in his favor, but the game, unless Midnight really just soils the bed in a very violent fashion... pretty much this game's over at this point. So long as Midnight plays solid, it doesn't make any super huge major mistakes.
Yeah, as long as he stays pretty consistent with what he's doing. Yeah, you're absolutely right. I say you should come around, and and Arcana's doing a great job trying to transition out of this right now, putting down the forge, putting down another gateway, and adding in a couple more probes, trying to continue his economic, redirect. Would
right.
be the best way to say it, because now he's going for the Robo, so he's definitely going to try to get some sort of...
See, he's trying to do a bit
Colossus.
too much at this point. A little bit of a pause from Arcana, so... by the way, we offer 5 minutes total pause time. I've got the stopwatch handy, so give him some major. That's not us, brother. Sorry. that's on your end.
Started to kill my macro. That's... And now we just pause right now, momentarily, while we go for that kind of thing. That's right.
All right.
We do want to thank everybody again for coming in and hanging out with us again. Don't forget that we are still giving away those primo Magic cards. Those
absolutely.
Limited edition Planeswalker Magic cards, courtesy of our martial arts sponsor, who I will not butcher their name.
Hang on, I'll give it to you. Let me switch to it so I can actually read it off properly. San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out on sanyamabushi-goju.com. So yeah, tell them about the Magic cards, my friend.
That's right. These special edition Magic cards were only sold at the 2010 New York Comic Convention, and they're of course part of the Planeswalker series, but they're limited edition in the fact that they have a big picture on the front of them as opposed to lots of words and a little picture. So they're little individually wrapped little boxes, actual card boxes, and these things are perfect for those of you who are huge Magic the Gathering tournament players, because these have some very cool cards in them for that kind of that kind of event.
Right.
And a lot of these cards, these boxes sold for about $15 a box at this convention, and we've seen them go on eBay, like the regular retail ones, for about $20-25 or so. But Some of these individual cards will go anywhere between $15 and $128 as what we've seen them on there. So you could easily get some beer and pizza money, or you could easily afford some of those college textbooks that you may be going into for the next season. And we're back into the game, AC. I don't know if you get a chance to spot that. Okay,
yep, on it, brother. Not a problem. So, jumping back into things. Hopefully Arcana managed to sort things out. Giant Zergling ball now moving out. Going to control the Xel'Naga Tower. The Overseer making its way over as well. Midnight playing very carefully, and those DTs are a possibility. Still has not done any work on this over here. A little surprised by that. Looks like, now he's going to go to work on it. And I was just going to say before the pause there, I think Arcana is trying to do a bit too much. He had these buildings up. He may as well have tried to, if he, instead of going for the Robo, probably should have just tried to transition to Blink Stalkers and try and make use of it instead. Now he's going to lose all of this. Just a complete waste of resources and time. He's actually supply blocked now as well. So, Midnight just in an absolutely commanding position and lead at the moment. And really not a whole lot that Arcana is going to be able to do. At this point, Really, if he wanted to take this Zergling ball over, he could just about clean all of this up. And save for any gigantically awesome force fields, Midnight's going to be able to do a hell of a lot of damage here. Here we go. He's going to move in, going to try to get the surround, going to try and engage. Good surround on the Stalkers and the Zealots. Some really now I'm getting the FPS lag. Where in the hell is that coming from? But yeah, here we go. Finish things off. Force field's going to be way late there, but he is going to be able to clean up the majority of these Zerglings, but it's not going to matter. He lost so much in that engagement. He's tacking on more Zealots now, just trying to find a way to stay alive. But, yeah, Midnight up to 3 bases now. He's free to take a 4th. Chill, get out. Oh, God. I love inside jokes in the StarCraft community, but anyway, Midnight doing just fine. You know, this is kind of a foregone conclusion again. Midnight, though, he needs to be teching, and he is. He's got 4 Mutalisks on the way, the Hive tech on the way as well already. We see no cannons down at all out of Arcana. He's got a majority of Zealots in his mix, and he's just going to push. And really, I think this is the best call he can make. His best chance to win is really going to be right now. He's just got to hope that his opponent's really slacking on things back home, because the longer this game goes on, the larger the gap becomes. Midnight, though, has already got out what seems to be, about 6 up to just about, 8 Mutalisks now. It's going to be plenty enough to deal with the low sentry count here. Zergling's going to be mauled to death by these Zealots, but that's not really going to matter. The Mutalisk's going to be able to do just fine doing the DPS they need to do to clean this up. Expect the GG forthwith, my friend.
Oh yeah, it looks like it's going to be pretty horrendous here with all those Mutalisks just absolutely mauling those Zealots and pretty much anything coming in. I mean, those Stalkers are going to be able to come in, but he's getting 22 Zerglings, so he'll just be able to run those in to distract the Stalkers. And that's going to have to force Arcana to start actually clicking units. That's a huge waste of time sometimes to have to click units.
Absolutely. And in RTS, who likes to click units, man? But
who's a unit clicker? I like to box and roll, baby. That's the way I do it. Box and roll.
We see that Midnight's moved out to take the gold, so yeah, again, Arcana really on his last legs here. And it's a competition. Don't blame him for hanging in. If he feels like he has even a sliver of a chance to win, that's fine. The last of the Stalkers cleaned up now. He's got literally nothing back at home to speak of. Right now, though, I got to say Midnight it just screws me in so many ways. GG, so Midnight's going to advance, and he's going to be taking on Narwhal, so we're going to have another ZVZ, my friend.
So many ZVZs, so little time, I tell you what. Yeah, with this, hopefully with that little break that Narwhal had, maybe he'll kind of reset his brain, so to speak, and be able to come right back out swinging like he showed us those first 3 games. That 4th one was looking a little shaky for a while, but we'll definitely see how he goes up against Midnight here on Narwhal's map choice, of course.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us. If you're just joining us, no matter where you're coming from, be it Reddit, Team Liquid, well played, whatever, I don't care. I'm damn pleased and damned honored to have you here in the stream. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is the IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com, brought to you by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries, and of course brought to you by our other sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jujutsu in combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So Narwhal's going to be coming back off of the 1 game-long break he earned by winning 4 in a row here at the King of the Hill. And he's going to be facing off against Midnight in a ZVZ. And I'm not going to lie, I think Narwhal's ZVZ might be the strongest matchup he has.
Yeah, he's definitely very, very killer at the ZVZ, provided that there's no hiding gas thing. So, yeah, we'll definitely see how he does here. We're going back to Tal'Darim Altar because Narwhal really likes this large map. So he definitely favors the larger maps, especially in the ZVZ matchup. So we'll see how he does here. And Midnight took his color, so now he's already infuriating Narwhal at the beginning. So we'll see. We'll see if that goes into if his rage meter is reset from the cooldown time. So again, we want to thank everybody for watching us here on the IG King of the Hill. But they're ready to go.
Don't you just I love StarCraft players. It's some of the most eccentric gamers out there, but it's so funny. You pick my color, bro. Get off my color, bro. But anyway. So yeah, moving into the action here. Another ZVZ Narwhal taking on Midnight. And how many more competitors do we have?
Let's see. After this, we're going to go into
The winner of this one will take on Blazing Hunter, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So five, technically 6 matches to go, plus this one. So we're almost at an end here.
Oh yeah, we're at the halfway point at the very least, and you know, I'm not asking because we're complaining. Believe me, if there's anything Red Mage and I love, it's having a ton of people sign up for our King of the Hill events, and we usually put a timer on it. You know, basically, you know, because if we had like 100 people sign up for a King of the Hill, we obviously can't play through that in one sitting. But you know, I don't think we're gonna have to do that tonight. But if for some reason that does happen and we hit midnight Eastern Standard Time, then we just declare whoever's still standing at that point the winner. But then we auto-enroll the people that were left on the list into our next King of the Hill to make sure that they're at the top of the list next time around. So not going to be the case tonight, I do not think, but just putting that on the radar for everyone who might wonder what would happen if we did something like that. So a little friendly banter here between Narwhal and Narwhal in the orange. You gotta love that. He's rolling the orange. I'm an orange player myself. And Midnight, who's stolen the pink of our current Prince in Waiting. So, but yeah, Narwhal has been very, very strong in his ZVZs, and you know, Narwhal's one of those guys we get the pleasure of casting probably 2-3 nights a week at least. I mean, he tries to compete in almost all of our events. We almost always end up casting him at some point. And ZVZ really is, I think, his strongest matchup. He just seems to get it.
Yeah, he definitely understands it a lot like you know, some players understand, you know, their matchup. Yeah, he knows exactly what to go for. He knows exactly where those timings need to be. And really, when you're fighting an exact matchup, you know, you always want to compare yourself to the other player. You know how quickly you can get your stuff out, so you know exactly where you should be when that is. And if they're behind or ahead or things like that, you can kind of gauge yourself. And he does a really good job of being able to take that kind of information, that game sense, and adapt his strategy thusly. So, you know, if he sees that his opponent is falling a little bit behind him, he can change it just a little bit. Right now, we see him, he's going to go ahead and go right down for the spawning pool, go right into the Evo chamber. So, right. You know, right there, he knows that his opponent was just a little bit behind in getting that spawning pool. So he's going to be able to start, you know, really, or I'm sorry, he was a little bit behind in that. Well,
this is the build he's used in most
to get that. So,
and I sent a SA drone, but anyway. Yeah, Narwhal is, this is the timing he's been using. He gets the Zergling speed up pretty much as quick as possible, but he does favor the +1 to melee attack initially. That's the first thing he gets. The Zergling speed comes up again as soon as he gets the gas for it, really, off of just the one extractor. Then he tends to move out with that pack of Zerglings, and depending on what he sees out of his opponent, he'll either pour the pressure on or drop the hatch down behind the attack. So, any of you Zerg players, especially if you're Bronze Silver League, this is probably a good game, or Narwhal's a good player to watch. It's a very simple build. It's very straightforward. You know, you just get the Evo chamber, get the spawning pool, get the Evo chamber, get the +1 attack, then get the speed, then move out, and as soon as you engage, make your decision. Do you want to just start churning Zerglings to pour the pressure on, or do you want to expand behind it? And Narwhal's just so very good, especially about using his first pack of Zerglings to be active, to try and take map control. And as we can see right now, already. Actually, okay, and now I got to say the color change is confusing me now. These are actually the Zerglings of Midnight, because he did steal Narwhal's color. But either way, Narwhal's always good about getting his Zerglings out on the map to try and get a scout on what his opponent's doing. We see Midnight favoring the Zerglings as well. He does not have the +1 upgrade, though. His speed is going to finish first. So we may end up with a situation where it's going to be up to Narwhal, since he is favoring the +1 to attack. He's going to have to defend the speed push first out of Midnight if Midnight decides to go on the aggression.
Oh yeah, he's really going to have to micro those units just enough to keep them from there being any sort of run by. We see the Baneliness going down almost right on top of each other right there. So both of these guys are really getting ready for a push, and you know, Midnight is going to be just a little bit behind in making a couple of things, I think, just because, well, no, now that I say that, oh, no, okay, never mind. Yeah, now it's confusing me, because now I'm looking at Narwhal's color and thinking, because I was like, oh, yeah, he's not making enough Zerglings, but, yeah, no, that's actually Narwhal making a ton of Zerglings.
Right.
Well, so, yeah, Midnight is going to be falling just a little bit behind as far as the number of Zerglings.
Oh, here we go. Both players kind of dancing and moving out at the same time. So we see Midnight, he's going to go ahead and move. His speed did finish first. The speed for Narwhal is completed now, though, as well, so it's going to be Speedling on Speedling, and this is really where, oh, look at him. He knows, and this is such good game sense out of Narwhal. He knows it's up to him to defend first because he did favor the +1, and then Midnight was probably going to arrive at his base. So there it is. We're going to see the engagement here, and it looks like they're about even in Zergling count. Maybe Narwhal a little bit behind, but the +1's going to mitigate that. The gigantic slap fight going on, and Narwhal, just look at the damage he's able to do because of that one upgrade. Just absolutely great play here by Narwhal, knowing this matchup so well. We even see the hatch canceled now by Midnight. Great response by him. He's going to have to go way on the defensive, and he's got 18 Zerglings on the way. But yeah, I mean, now it's up to Narwhal to decide exactly what he wants to do behind this. He's going to rush in, and he's going to see, yeah, the Zerglings all hatching. There we go. He's actually going to get the surround. The Queen's going to be very important here. How much DPS she can do to all these Zerglings. Looks like Midnight's going to be able to clean this up. But he's taken, yeah, a decent amount of damage here, but the supply just about even. If we go and check the Harvester count, we can see it's 14 to 13, so very close. So a little bit of give and take there. Midnight losing his whole attack at the base of Narwhal, and Narwhal doing the exact same thing. Narwhal, though, has his expansion down first, and is going to be that's going to be finished. And really, it's up to Midnight now to punish this expansion. Otherwise, he's going to fall further and further behind as the game progresses.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right about that, AC. You know, with those two Banelings are going to be, you know, pretty instrumental if he can get inside of Midnight's base. If he can get those two Banelings back in that mineral line, he'll be able to he should be able to decimate as many of those drones as possible and really set Midnight back. And
here we go, another engagement, another slap fight down at the bottom of the ramp here in the shadow of the expansion of Narwhal. Narwhal going to chase this away. Midnight running in. I don't know that he's had the chance to click and see if his opponent. He's got to know that his opponent's got to be up an upgrade. There's no way he should have lost those engagements as handily as he did if they were both on even footing in terms of the attack power of the units. So he's got to know that Narwhal's got either +1 to attack or +1 to defense. And now Narwhal continuing to add some Banelings to his mix, while Midnight just still favoring Zerglings. Even though he's got the Baneling nest down, he is not doing a lot to make Zerglings. Now Narwhal in a great position. He's got 3 Banelings on the way. He's going to try and kite these Zerglings into them. Here we go. The Banelings gonna, catch one little trio of Zerglings there in that one explosion. Now trying to make their way. Oh no, he's right in the middle of them. There it is. Takes out the majority of the Zerglings. Great control there by Narwhal. So Narwhal now going to be able to go to work on the drones. A handful of Zerglings left for Midnight. Going to try and clean this up. Able to do so. Actually, it looks like he didn't even manage to take down another drone. But still, just such great play on Narwhal. Good control of his Zerglings. Continuing to rally them in now. So another pack moves in. Going to be able to take down the defending Zerglings now. We've got 12 more on the way, though, for Midnight and another Queen. So he's going to have to try and do whatever economic damage he wants to do immediately. The Zerglings hatch. Now going to try and chase these down. Get rid of Narwhal's aggression. Oh, what the hell is he doing? Just allowing his drones to fight this out? Okay, no, never mind. He had some Zerglings in there. Couldn't tell. That's the the bad part of having the life bars up there. Occasionally, whenever you try to select the units, you end up hiding a lot of them behind the life bars. So, but yeah, Narwhal in a very commanding position now. He's got the second hatch up. He's mining. He's got the second Queen on the way, and continuing to churn out Banelings and Zerglings.
Oh, excuse me. You're absolutely right, AC. With that, yeah, no, he's doing a really good job of holding that defense. He's taking significant damage to the Zerglings, but not taking a whole lot of damage to the mineral line, which, even though there has been some minor damage, he's still been able to keep things up and going here, but Narwhal just relentless so far.
Oh, there's a run by. The Banelings hatch just as those Zerglings arrive. Now he's got to be careful as to how those are going to explode. Got to make sure that he really makes cost-effective use of those Banelings. Banelings in a ZVZ, whenever you're playing, especially as a one-base Zerg, you have to make them cost-effective, otherwise they just kill you in terms of what you're able to do to stay even with your opponent in army count. Banelings now on the way for Narwhal as well. Not on the way, but on the map for Narwhal as well. Looks like he's got about 6 of them. But the longer and longer that Narwhal can delay the second hatch out of Midnight, he knows he's going to get further and further ahead. He's even, I love the drone timing now of Narwhal. 5 drones just completed for Narwhal. So, very good, tight play, being very aggressive, but knowing when it's time to pull back and simply add on to his economy. And, I'd say right now Narwhal's in a great position. Midnight going straight up to Lair Tech, probably going to want to favor Mutalisk to try and do something to get himself back into it. That's actually a good response. There's no way he could have spotted this, but the Roach Warren on the way now for Narwhal. So he is going to, so he's going to be able to catch maybe his opponent in a tech switch or a bad tech switch. 8 Roaches on the way now for Narwhal, and we're reaching the point where unless Midnight does something pretty amazing, he's probably not going to be able to come out ahead in this match anyway whatsoever.
Oh, absolutely not, yeah, because Narwhal's had that expansion up and running for quite a while. Even though he's not saturated, that little bit of minerals that he's able to get ahead of Midnight can mean a whole lot of difference later on in the game. We do see a little bit of back and forth action going on right now. Midnight in the center of the field, trying to move out some Zerglings, taking control of that eastern Xel'Naga tower right now, trying to move out just a little bit.
possibly going up the main ramp. Yeah, it looks like he's going to go up the main ramp and not up the third. Really, I would have expected him to come around at least move the Banelings up around past the third, and then goat those Zerglings down the ramp, and then just run them in there and try to decimate them as quickly.
Oh, wow! All the Banelings. Wow, bad control there by Midnight. Don't know what the hell he was thinking. That's GG. There's literally nothing he can do now. He may as well just go ahead and call it. Lost the entire bulk of his force. The Roach is going to be able to clean this up very easily. So, wow, that's just one of those things. My jaw dropped open as soon as See, and don't worry, Midnight. We all have mistakes like that. So, but yeah, that was some pretty questionable control by Midnight, and it cost him. So Narwhal takes his 5th win of the evening, and he seems like he's in a position to roll on through. Feeling it, he's confident, he's ready to go here at our IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Certainly is, AC. We were seeing some just absolutely magnificent games tonight, and really, I can't wait to see what's going to come up next. Blazing Hunter is going to be coming into the game, and then on deck is going to be Sharu. Sharu, as I've seen him a couple of times, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what Blazing Hunter can do, because at this point, Narwhal has got to be getting fatigued, even though he did have that 1-game break. Sometimes when you're playing game after game, there's the stress of the stream, there's the stress of having to play constantly, and having to adapt to different players' play styles so quickly. It's not like you have a best of 3 where you can learn your opponent, beat your opponent, and then move on to the next one.
Right.
No, it's you got a best of 1. If your standard practice doesn't go, you have no idea what you're going to be able to do.
Well, actually, it kind of, given the King of the Hill format, it's kind of the other way around. Your opponents get a chance to study you, and you get no chance to study them. So that's kind of what makes King of the Hill so fun, is like if you're going to win a few in a row to be able to take down a King of the Hill championship, you're really a versatile player who can handle a lot. So, it's like there are some, King of the Hill's kind of a goofy format in its own little way, but I think it really produces some of the best games, and really is one of the best tests any player can really put themselves to in terms of trying to improve their play and see how they stack up with everyone else. Once again, by the way, I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR. And this is the IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com, brought to you by our lead sponsor, SteelSeries, and of course brought to you by the rest of our sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jiu-Jitsu in combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, we are still having that giveaway this evening. If you're just joining us and you haven't had a chance to enter, or maybe you've been with us and you missed the email or something like that, competition's real simple. We're giving away 2 packs of special edition Planeswalker Magic the Gathering cards, and these are actually very special edition. Planeswalker, kind of special edition anyway, but the packs we have are special promotional packs that were only available at one place at one time in history, and that was the New York Comic Convention in 2010. Now, the difference is, tell them what the difference is, Red Mage. You know better than I do.
Well, the standard packs just are just sold because they're just big boxes with the little hang tag thing on there, and these actually just have a massive picture on the front with a little bit of thing that says Magic the Gathering Planeswalker on there, but they're just almost exclusively like an art box, and these things were just super cool, and they're made for the tournament player for the Magic of the Gathering. So if you're a fan, or you have a friend that's a fan, you just you can sell them to them or keep them as a keepsake, because again the artwork on this is really kind of exquisite for the entire Planeswalker series, because I like to collect a lot of little art things like that, because they're just cool for a lot of the time. Some of them are kind of dumb, but some of them when they're really good, they're really good.
Oh, absolutely.
And so that's why I kind of collect I collect a ton of card games, not because I play them all the time, but good gracious, I can't even name that, all like Warcry and the Star Wars ones and the Star Trek ones and the Dot Hack ones and all those.
Right.
These are very, very cool. So we're giving away 2 packs tonight, so you still have an opportunity to win these things up until the very last game. You'll have until the very last game, or so the second to last game I'll give you a final, got to have your entries in now, and then during the last game, it'll randomly pick 2 people that are going to win these 2 packs that we're giving away tonight,
right.
And we'll announce those toward the end of the first of the.
And
the
to
end
get
of the
your
last
name
game.
to get your name into the drawing, 2 simple things you got to do: be a follower of us on Justin TV and send an email to contest@itsgosu.com. Include your Justin TV screen name so we can confirm that you are a follower, and just say something along the lines of, "Hey, jackasses, give me my cards." Or, you can be more polite, but we don't really care. Either way, you're going to be entered into the drawing. So we'll be announcing that following the final match of the evening. So, sorry, guys. It's a common media tactic. If you want to know if you won, you got to stick with us. That's how it's going to work. But, hey, I mean, come on. Is it really that bad? Are we really that grating? I like to think that at the very least we provide an eclectic experience for our viewers. I mean, seriously, we talked about this. We bounce around from talking about Doctor Who to talking about Magic the Gathering to talking about the how hot the Banshee chick is in relative to your favorite nursing school dropout. So, and then, of course, we mix in stuff like conversation about the Divine Comedy by Dante Alighieri. But anyway, we see our reigning prince-in-waiting, Narwhal, spawning in his trademark pink. He got his color back, so no more confusion for us. Down in the bottom left here on Xel'Naga Caverns. And Blazing Hunter, a guy we know and love. He's and honestly, from the moment, the day I came on it in my first event with IG, Blazing Hunter was a part of it. So he's one of those names that will be forever etched into my heart just because he was one of the first guys I ever casted with you with itsgosu.com. And he turns out for so many of our events. He's such a competitor, and I love that about him. He's going to be in the green at the top right, our Protoss here in this PvZ matchup. Now, Narwhal, oh wow, there's actually 2 gaps here. I don't know if you noticed that the drone went by here on the drone's left of this cybernetics core, and then of course there's the gap here between the pylon and the gateway. So a little bit of bad SimCity there out of Hunter.
Oh yeah, and that could be that could be out of out of necessity or just out of a bad click, right there. It's probably going to be. I'm going to go with you on that one too. It's probably just a bad SimCity, but yeah, he's got just enough of a gap right there for him for something to slide by.
Well, he's blocked it now with a pylon.
Yeah. Looks like he noticed that himself. I do that all the time too. When I miss my wall in, like I put the barracks just too far to one side or whatever, or I put the supply depot and you got to build another one or something. I hate that. I hate when I do that because it frustrates me. It frustrates me just so much that you screw up something so simple that you literally practice that like 101 times and then right in the middle of something you completely mess it up. It's infuriating to say the least.
Oh, yeah, I love what Narwhal's doing here, by the way. Just such good, safe, well-rounded play. He's got this pack of 4 Zerglings. He ran down here just in case there was a probe trying to block with a pylon his expansion. Then he checked back here for a proxy pylon. Then he checked the gold. And now he's moving up to the Xel'Naga Tower and even up to the expansion site just to get a gauge all around. 1, to make sure he's not going to be susceptible to cheese, and 2, to make sure that he has a gauge on what his opponent's doing. So we see the proxy pylon is going down, but the Zerglings did sneak by, these slow little Zerglings. And Hunter looks like he's just going to be, and the speed completes just in time. The good surround, though, with the probes. A little bit of lost mining time there, but other than the 1 probe casualty, not that bad a deal. But Hunter's got the pylon down, and let's see, these gateways were completed, or excuse me, were started. They're just now completing. A very early, very super aggressive 4-gate here out of Blazing Hunter, looking to punish his opponent. Narwhal has to know it's coming, and he does. Cancels the second hatch, and is just going to fall back to his main and try and defend this. He's got the roach worn up already, 8 roaches on the way. So going to come down to micromanagement and composition in a lot of ways. But really, Narwhal should be able to defend this. It was absolutely essential that he got those Zerglings in and got the run by and was able to spot these four gateways. And that's kind of the problem if you're a Protoss and you want to 4-gate a Zerg. You kind of have to make a better effort to hide at least one of these gateways. Otherwise, there's a good chance you are going to get spotted. Okay, so now that Narwhal has the roaches and the Zerglings down, he's going to remake the hatch. He just wanted to make sure he had the army composition necessary to deal with this. The first 4 Stalkers have been warped in, 3 Zealots moving in from the top. And oh no, Narwhal is going to be caught completely out of position here. He's moving up the right side. The Zealots are going to be moving down the left side, and the Stalkers are going to be coming from the bottom. I don't think he knows that there's a proxy pylon right now. So he's going to have to try and make this work. We may wind up with a base trade here, Red Mage.
Oh, that's exactly what it looks like right there. We see that those Zealots starting to go to town on the expansion, and boom, that's going to I would have figured that would have triggered Narwhal to turn around, but I guess he's because he's sending out that other pack of Zerglings. But now that he sees that these Stalkers are in, he's just going to go ahead and start to run in, try to take out these Zealots and Stalkers back at Blazing Hunter's main base, but these stalkers are about ready to take out this. Of course, there's the cancel right there. He was waiting as long as possible to cancel it to keep those stalkers in line.
Well, Hunter is really kind of behind right now. He's floating 600 minerals. He's not warping in, even though he damn well should be. I think he's focusing on warping in at his main. This is not the right call. No single warp in is going to be able to deal with this roach count. He's in a base trade. He has to be conscious of the fact that he's in a base trade. The Zergling's going to be able to clean this up now. So yeah, I think Narwhal going to come out the victor here. Very good response to the 4-gate aggression out of Hunter. So it's probably going to take a little bit to clean things up, but pretty much this is going to be GG, Red Mage.
Oh yeah, Narwhal did such a great job. When you scout, you realize things like little things like this. He knew to cancel that expansion. He knew to just start getting in some more roaches and some more Zerglings, and prepared himself. And a lot of times people are. They'll see something like that and be like, oh, well, I'll just do this, and they'll switch tech as opposed to canceling tech that they've got going on. And right now, Blazing Hunter is completely without power on all of his unit-producing structures right now. So he is just absolutely, just gone at this point. There's nothing he can really do. He may be able to send that other probe, but there you go. He's just going to go ahead and GG right there.
Just such good manner, by the way. Good luck and well done. Haha, what did I expect? Silver versus Master of Diamond. Haha, GG. Blazing Hunter, that's why we love you, buddy. It's why I don't care if you win or lose. I love having you as a part of every event. You're just such a nice guy. So anyway, Narwhal going to take down yet another win. That's going to be number 6 in his count for the evening. So he's just tearing through our King of the Hill here, my friend.
Yeah, he's just one right after the other, just wrecking the field again. And the last time we saw somebody wreck the field, was TQ Sanus, and of course, Sanus did wreck the field from start to finish, and that was a pretty big field. That was 11 or 12 people deep.
Yeah, I think he was the first person in IG history to win out an entire King of the Hill, and he came in early. It wasn't like he came in and won 4 in a row and won off of the luck of the draw and how low he was in the placement. He wasn't first, I don't think. I think he was like second or third that night.
No, he was actually first. He actually swept the entire. Yeah, he swept the entire event.
So yeah, if I'm not mistaken, he won because I think he won 12 in a row. So that's the mark right now. Let's see, that makes number 8. Do we have 5 competitors left? Is there a chance for? Well, it doesn't matter. Narwhal wasn't first anyway. So, but either way, Narwhal turning out an amazing performance here at the IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com and by SteelSeries, our new lead sponsor. So proud to announce that, and of course the rest of our advertisers: Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. So, moving in, our next matchup, Narwhal versus Sharo, another ZVZ. We have had so many Zergs turn out tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we've had tons of Zergs tonight. And, Narwhal's going to be pretty practiced at this. I think he should, he could just kind of loosen himself up a little bit. As long as he doesn't get overly confident about it, I think he should be able to really wreak some havoc again on Charu.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt. So thanks once again to each and every one of you hanging out here with us in the IG stream and the BattleNet channel. And by the way, feel free, if you're a player, stop on in to our BattleNet channel. It's just itsgosu.com. It's kind of feast or famine. Sometimes there are just a couple of us. Sometimes we've got 20, 30, 40 people. And, we're good friends with a lot of tip-top level professional players from Complexity, from not from EG, not a team we know that terribly well, but now the Complexity's bought out Root. We'll probably get to know some of the former Root players, and just we tend to have a lot of good players floating around our channel, a good amount of the time, and of course Red Mage and I are in there anytime we're online, and we are always happy to always happy to take time to sit and play a game or just shoot just chew the fat, so to speak, about what's going on. So, and I gotta say, those of you that are still with us, it's a real honor to have you, because I know Day 9 went live not long ago, so we're competing with Day 9 at the moment, and the fact that we've still got each and every one of you in here makes me smile in ways that should not be legal. But
it warms the cockles of your heart, so to speak.
Oh yes, another good Dennis Leary reference.
There you go.
deep down in the cockles of my heart. I think my favorite part of that entire song is when he just kind of starts going off on the rant, and he gets interrupted by like his producer or whatever. He's like, "I'm gonna get a case of whiskey. And I'm gonna drive down to Texas."
I'm gonna be baby seals, or
oh God.
And I really loved him in Demolition Man too, when he kind of had that same role too.
Oh yeah, Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary's awesome, man. And I'm an asshole. The best line of the whole thing is, as mean as it is, I like to park in handicapped spaces while handicapped people make handicapped faces. I'm an asshole. Oh, so good.
Such a great song. Absolutely, yeah. iTunes that ASAP, because that is an absolutely great thing. Or go to YouTube, whichever way you want to do it. But that's fantastic. You know, it's odd. Like somebody pointed out to me the other day that we have actually survived most of the most of the disasters that the movies have said that we were going to have. Like we survived the Terminator Uprising in March. And then we survived the Demolition Man at just after the turn of the century, and there was one other early movie that was like it was like 2009 was we were supposed to get killed off by some ancient race or some computer virus or something like that. So we've managed to survive 3 or 4 of the movies, and about this time we were supposed to have the self-driving cars and listening to the Jolly Green Giant theme song on the radio. Oh yeah. I kind of, and Taco Bell was going to win the fast food wars.
The corporate wars.
The corporate wars.
Yeah, that was a really good movie, man. Sly Stallone. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of old Sly, but Sly Stallone, that was one of his good ones. And back before Wesley Snipes was a tax cheat and locked up in jail. What was his name? Something Phoenix, Casper Phoenix, or something like that.
Oh no, it was
Simon Phoenix. Simon Phoenix. That was it. That was it.
What was the password to get him out of the handcuffs at the beginning of the movie?
Oh, do you remember? Is that a trivia question? Do you remember?
That I know what it is.
Oh, see, and I'm not just BSing I think I might know, because sometimes how you'll ask a trivia question, people go, oh, I know this, they don't have a freaking clue. But the fact that I knew Simon Phoenix's name means I've got the Demolition Man info locked away in my noggin somewhere. But I can't remember. What was it? Tell me.
It was Teddy Bear.
Teddy Bear. Very nice.
Teddy Bear.
I'm gonna give old Simon Phoenix / Wesley Snipes credit. I'm a little bit surprised that the bleach blonde black afro never caught on as a fashion statement. It looked pretty good on old Wes, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh well. Mostly anything with Snipes buddy is going to be pretty baller. The early Blade movie and just a couple of the other things he did was pretty cool. And now of course Passenger 57 being the greatest of the Wesley Snipes buddy movies.
Oh, that was a good one.
Right there, we said always bet on black.
Good one.
Boom.
Oh yeah,
right there.
Such a good flick.
I've lost so much money on roulette with that because I only bet black. I can't do anything but bet black.
Oh, anyway, ZVZ here, Sharo and Narwhal. And Narwhal doing his typical timing attack. What did he cancel there? I didn't get a look at it. What was he building? I was just moving the camera over to take a look at that. Anyway, the +1 upgrade on the way, as well as the Zergling speed. Narwhal, this is the build that has done him so very well. If you're watching in the stream and you're a competitor that's a Zerg that might have to face Narwhal, you got to be conscious of this. He goes for the +1 immediately, then he gets the speed up, and then he bases his first timing push. Oh, wow, and yeah, Sharo is conscious of this. Look at his main. 3 spine crawlers and a roach warren up, so he's having none of it. Says, that's fine, bro. You can do your little Zergling timing. I'm fine with that. I'm just going to put together a mid-game timing push and try to crush you. And Narwhal seems to have a good grasp of that. He's taking his hatchery immediately, which is a bit of a change. Usually he wants to run up and try to see how the initial engagement goes before he takes his hatchery. This time, though, has the game sense to suspect that if he's got a roach warren up, he may not know exactly what's going on, but he's safe to take the hatchery. That's usually going to be the good call. Going to work now on these roaches. Loses 1 or 2 Zerglings, I think, making the right move there by pulling back. And really, at this point, his job needs to be to prevent this second hatchery from going on. If he can punish the fact that Sharo went with way too much defense back home and not try to be too cute and lose too many units, he's going to be able to take a very, very strong mid-game lead. Absolutely right, AC.
Absolutely right about that, AC. Sorry, I was looking over at the chat because somebody was asking a question about the overlay. Oh, it's a Storm, I guess, is trying to put us together a neat little logo. So I think you can just go to itsgosu.com and find those logos, Storm, if you want to grab them.
Oh yeah,
and,
please
yes,
do.
Yes, I believe Legless Pooch did just get his magic cards last night and ran off.
He did not join us again today, but that's okay. I'm sure we'll see Legless Pooch Legless Puppy. I just want to call him Legless Pooch from
Little Pooch.
The Losers.
Yes.
That was such a great movie. Just love Chris Evans in that movie. If you haven't seen The Losers, go see it. It's hilarious when you see Chris Evans singing "Don't Stop Believin'" in an elevator while exposing himself.
Oh, wow.
And he just asked the ladies that are standing there watching, "You like the angle of the dangle?" And now we're getting actually back into the StarCraft 2 here with Sharo having to deal with a little bit of narwhal aggression.
Oh yeah, Sharo's roach count has gone up a bit. He's up to about 10 roaches now, trying to deal with these Zerglings that got the run by. They weren't able to really get in and do any damage due to the very heavy one-base defense of Sharo here. And Sharo now free to take his own expansion, but right now is when he needs to be attacking. You know, the expansion for Narwhal has been up for quite some time, and every moment he delays in using these roaches to be aggressive is just more and more time he's giving Narwhal to build upon an economic lead. Narwhal, though, actually doesn't seem to be favoring economy. Instead, he's going for another strong push. 10 Zerglings in production instead of 5 drones, and I'm not sure that's the best call. He's going to lose a lot of Zerglings here trying to engage. The range on those roaches, plenty enough to try and deal with that, so... Narwhal, a little bit of a questionable call there. And really, he should be either planning spine crawlers and droning up, or teching or something, because, you know, he had this expansion up so much more early than Sharo, and he's kind of squandering it a bit, but we do see he's got the lair in production now, so he's going to be trying to get up the tech path, and really just ought to go straight to Infestor tech. Having seen the roaches out of Sharo this early, he's got to be suspecting Sharo is going to favor roach play, at least through the mid-game, and of course, Infestors just violently damage any sort of roach play, especially on a map this size, where it's easy to catch roaches out of position.
Yes. I don't respond to that great kind of yes. That's the kind of color commentary you can expect.
I don't know, Frylock. You got the computer. You look it up.
Oh man, so many Aqua Teen Hunger Force references. So you're
by the way, if you're wondering what Red Mage and I are joking about, you know, he does so much. And thank you again, by the way. I run the stream, and I'm the cameraman and all that fun stuff, and the lead referee. That, you know, I try to type and communicate with the players if there's a question or what have you. But Red Mage sets up all the games and tends to interact in the stream more than I can, because I have to keep my screen on the games here. And every now and then I'll go into some long-winded observation and leave a pause there for him to contribute or to get a response from him, and he'll be in the middle of focusing on something else in the stream, and I'll catch him off guard, and he'll just go, "That's absolutely right, AC," or yes, just a simple yes. So the Zerglings get the run by now. The roaches almost have the wall in. Doesn't matter. Narwhal sneaks into the main. But one spine crawler here still going to be able to ward this off a little bit. One queen as well. So really, again, this is kind of questionable play out of Narwhal. He got the run by, which is all well and good. But what damage has he done? He didn't kill a single drone. He threw away a large pack of Zerglings. And all those Zerglings, every pack of Zerglings, every pair of Zerglings, I should say, that he throws away in an attack like that is him not making use of the fact that that could have been a drone. So in fact, if we go to the income tab, Narwhal's not doing too terribly bad on his droning, I guess. He's at 30 to 33 of his opponent, but given how much earlier his expansion was up, if he was just going to throw away attacks like this and just try to do cute things like run by, he'd be much better served just by droning up and then putting together a strong mid-game push instead of trying to harass his way into a victory.
Oh yeah, but it also looks like he may be trying to goat Sharo into coming out of that base, trying to get him to come into his neighborhood, so to speak, so he can really let loose on that whole roach army. I think he's just trying to goat him into this. We did just see the Hydralisk Den did finish up there for Narwhal. Man, it's really hard when you're looking at it, because they have the brushed blue and the brushed pink, and I'm looking at it going, which one is which?
Right.
On the mini-map there.
So we're going to catch these Zerglings of Sharo a bit out of position. Sharo's supply continues to climb ever so slightly ahead of his opponent, though. And Narwhal still favoring largely Zerglings, even though he does have the Hydra Den up. He just completed that back home. So yeah, he's getting the Groove Spines now, so definitely going to be favoring Hydralisk play, at least in the mid-game here. He's tacked on and gotten a good amount of roaches. In fact, if we go to the Units tab, we can see that it's currently, call it 28 Zerglings against the none of his opponent Sharo and 18 roaches to the 26. his opponents. So, this is a bit surprising, really. Narwhal, again, it's, and I'm not knocking the guy. He's played extremely well. He's seeking his 9th win at this point in our King of the Hill tonight. So he's been on point for quite some time. But I'm with you. It seems like maybe exhaustion, or maybe just his decision making is slipping just a smidge, I do believe.
Just a little bit. I'm right there with you, AC. I think he's just. I think the fatigue of the whole thing is coming underway. And of course, we do a true King of the Hill. We don't let you just total up your wins and we see who wins from that. No, you have to literally hold the top of the pyramid.
Right.
While you have just you have to hold the fire gates in order to keep all the Persians out. That's kind of the way it is, because we like to see the phalanx attack there from everybody, and we see Narwhal moving out again just to check that Xel'Naga tower. I like he just crams everything into that corner.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Right there too. It's just like that must be the most uncomfortable, foul-smelling corner.
It's like a pack of kittens. If they fits in, if they fits in it, they sits in it. Just they get as packed and as closely as they can. So, roach count for Charo really bordering on the bananas count at this moment. I mean, he's just got so many roaches, up near just about 50 of them. So Narwhal's going to force the issue, and I don't think this is a wise move. He's going to be eaten alive. Yeah, he's going to have to retreat now. Hydra's off of creep, Roach is off of creep. He can't retreat. He has completely dedicated himself to this attack, burrowing the roaches though. So some pretty good micro going to allow him to escape, maybe with a few more units than perhaps he should have. But Charo coming out way ahead in that engagement. The Hydras did some good damage. But yeah, Charo right now really kind of taking the lead. He's already up on his 3rd, by the way. That 3rd hatchery just completing just a few moments ago. So, yeah, again, Narwhal, I think, is, he should have waited on the Infestor Tech. The Infestor Tech on the way now, as well as the Pneumatized Carapace and the Ventral Sac. So he's going to be looking to favor some roach play while getting his own 3rd hatchery down as well. But that push right there, and that's really what you got to watch, and not just in a ZVZ, any Zerg versus anything match if you're a Zerg player. When you have Hydras and Roaches that are off creep and you engage, you can't really just turn around and run away if you or push yourself into a bad situation. You're kind of committed. You kind of have to fight it out.
Oh, yeah, there's very little that he can still try to transition. It's going to be really tough for him to do that, though. I mean, we already see that Charo is already ahead of him with getting the infestors. Narwhal's infestation pit just finished, so Narwhal's going to be a little bit behind in that department as we see just more and more infestors being made right now for Charo. He's making up all those Zerglings, trying to give himself a nice little meat shield for those roaches to shoot over while the infestors can regain energy. And with that 3rd hatch going down right now for Narwhal, I don't think it's enough. I think I'm right there with you. I think he waited way too long. Even if he had made a macro hatchery a little while ago, he would have been way farther ahead than what he is now. By not really throwing away units, but just kind of throwing units in to do pretty easy checking. And now we see a 4th base going down right now for Charo on the aggressive 3rd, or on the aggressive 4th, I should say.
Oh yeah. And he's
just outside of the hallway of Naru.
Oh yeah, Charo seems to be getting more and more confident as this game rolls on, and I can't really blame him. He's kind of had Narwhal's number from the moment, and a lot of that, again, you're going to lay the blame a little bit on Narwhal's shoulders. He's such a strong player, and he's played so amazingly well tonight, but this game he has not looked all that sharp. Pushing into attacks he shouldn't have pushed into, making some questionable tech decisions, what have you. Now the Roach engagement, and the Roach count going to favor Charo in quite an amazing number. The Hydras have got to move up. Oh, and what great fungal growths. Almost every Roach caught inside of that. Now just inching forward onto his opponent's creep. Now the counter fungal growths, though, coming in a little bit too late, so Narwhal's army has completely evaporated. Nothing but a handful of roaches and 1 or 2 infestors left over, but the infestors of Charo still going to work. Don't know that this is going to be a GG moment at the moment, just because the roach count has shrunk for Charo, but it's beginning to look like this is going to be the moment that leads to the eventual GG. Narwhal, not pleased, quits without a GG. So Narwhal's great streak of 8 wins brought to an end by Charo here on our IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Wow, what a fantastic ending there to such a long reign there by Narwhal. He tried so hard to stay into that game, but unfortunately was just unseated. Oh my goodness, and a very, very great counter push there by Charo. Cannot wait to see what Charo can continue to do
next. So next up should be I haven't seen Walk of Faith in the lineup here for all day, so I'm going to consider he's not here, and so we're going to move on to Andrew.
Andrew, so Charo taking on Andrew. Thanks so much, by the way, guys. The NASL, I know, just went live, so if you're still hanging out here with us, that means we're somehow competing and winning against such heavy hitters as the NASL, Day 9, Axel Toss from the Go4 SC2 Cup, etc. So thanks so much. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is our IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com, brought to you by our lead sponsor, Steel Series, and of course brought to you by our other sponsors, Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. You can find them at sanyamabushi-goju.com. And because of that last sponsor, San Yamabushi, etc., I'm not going to repeat all that, we are still taking submissions for our giveaway. We're winding down to the King of the Hill here, so we're going to be coming very, very close to the end of this event, and we are going to be doing we're basically going to be cutting off the submission time at right around the end of this. So we're going to be announcing the winners and what you have a chance to win if you are a viewer of the stream or a player. Hell, I don't care if the players enter, just because I'm sure a lot of them are hanging out in the stream too. Are two very special edition packs of the Magic the Gathering Planeswalker series that were only available in one spot at one time, and that was the New York Comic Convention in 2010. Now, these Planeswalker edition cards, and again, it's 2 packs we're giving away, so if you enter, you have a chance to win 1 pack. They wholesale for about $15 to $20 a pop. You can probably get more out of that if you retail sell them on eBay. Or if you're a Magic the Gathering guy, you might want to hang on to them. Or, again, as I suggest, treat them like white trash Christmas gifts. Treat them like a scratch-off card. And go ahead and open them up and see if you get lucky enough to land one of those $100-plus Magic the Gathering cards that occasionally appear in there. So, but yeah, I know you're a big artwork guy, and you've said all night the artwork on these is pretty friggin' amazing, right?
Yeah, they're pretty hot. I can't name the artists off the top of my head. I'm horrible with names when it comes to like naming artists and things like that. I got a point of it like, yeah, I have that one, or I've seen that one, or I know who does that. But I honestly I can't name the lead artist for them. But they are very, very cool cards, especially for the main like hero cards for the Planeswalker series. They have like main heroes that they have, and the cards for those are just absolutely amazing looking. I mean, even the box art for those things is so cool. They've of course got they've got like, I think it's a necromancer on the front of it, and she's pretty cool.
Nicole,
there's like a big lion.
Nicole Bolas. I just looked it up on Google. Nicole Bolas is the artist apparently.
Nicole Bolas. Okay, there you go. Yeah, there's a couple of really good ones in there. So let's see. Okay, looks like Andrew is not going to be here at the moment, so we're just going to go ahead and move on to Divination.
All right, Divination, you're up. Well, we're getting down to the end here. Let's give Andrew. I saw when you sent the invitation. I've had him on the clock from the moment he got his initial invitation. We'll give him a few more minutes, and we're going to DQ him if we have to. So. I hate to do that because Andrew turns out for a lot of our events. He's a guy we know very, very well. And I'd hate to see him knocked out. But by the way, guys, we've got a lot of stuff going on all the time in StarCraft 2. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and pop up our calendar here. You can see every box that is not white, everything that is one of the rainbow colors here, it represents a day we are doing some event. And we're actually going to be filling these calendars up very, very soon as we finalize our plans for the 2011 Summer Tournament Series. That's going to kick off in July right now. We're at the tail end of our 2011 Spring Tournament Series, April through June. We've been doing 20 events a month, and we've given away $2,500 in cash and prizes just in the last 3 months alone. And we're going to be building upon that. We've got Beta Divisionals for Bronze and Silver League players, Alpha Divisionals for our Gold and Platinum League players, Omega Divisionals for our Diamond Master and Grandmaster players, and of course our open events like our King of the Hill, our monthly IG Cups. Last IG Cup was absolutely amazing, by the way. You can pop over to YouTube and check out the full event replay there. We gave away more than $200 in cash and prizes in our prize pool just in that event alone. Our Faction Wars is wound up. We gave $500 to our winning team, All for One Gaming, so congrats to them. But no matter what level of play you happen to be, there is something for you at itsgosu.com. So pop over to itsgosu.com, and you can check right now. If you just go to the main page and scroll down to the very bottom of the landing page there, at the top you'll see our news, our featured articles, including interviews with Eric Doa Longcourt, Lundquist, Vile Spanishua, and Kelly Milkies. And speaking of interviews, I'm going to go ahead and throw this out there. We have landed a confirmation that we're going to get to do an interview with White Raw following DreamHack, so really excited about that. But the registration is open for our IG Beta Divisional number 8. That's going to be tomorrow night. Our Alpha Divisional number 8 going to be Tuesday night. And our Omega Divisional number 10 is going to be Wednesday, June the 15th. So get on over, register for that. And if you happen to be a girly, you can check out our community event. This was added by somebody other than us. North American Girls Only SIG Tournament hosted by the B-Duck. So lots going on at itsgosu.com. We got something for you no matter what your proclivities or league placement happens to be. So yeah, that little speech took us through the clock, I think. Andrew, sorry buddy, we love you, but we're gonna have to DQ you for not being present. It is getting late, it's 10:30 already, so let's move on to our next competitor. Who's that gonna be, Red Mage?
That's going to be Divination right there, and that's going to be the second to last matchup we have right here. So we're going to go ahead and invite Divination into the game, and we'll see if we can get us some hardcore action. He's got the standard portrait, so I can't really tell what he is. But
Kaczynski, that's the name of that guy.
And there he is. So it's going to be a TVZ on Belshire Beach right there. Oh man, this is going to be good.
Absolutely. Like I'm checking in the Divination right now just out of pure blatant curiosity. Checking to see his profile. Probably ought to start doing this more often. Actually, if you could do this. Oh, he is he's pretty good. Top 10 Grandmaster, or excuse me, top 10 Master League player. So Divination rocking the Kaczynski portrait. He's going to be a competitor, I think. When I have no idea what Sharo's League is, if you want to check that as we get the countdown here. But anyway, moving into the action. You're here with me, AC, and that's Red Mage JR in our IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com and by our lead sponsor, Steel Series. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, guys. I know nights like tonight, I'm so surprised we have even like 3 viewers, given that the NASL and day nights going on at the same time. And it's just such a pleasure and an honor, even if you're watching their streams and only have ours open in another window. And even if you're not listening to my voice and you can't hear this, I don't care. It's so awesome to me that you would have our stream open and running, even just to check in. And, we absolutely love the StarCraft 2 community. And we just want to bring you guys the best streams we can, as many events as we can, and basically we want to be the Robin Hood, so to speak. Take money from the rich and give it to the poor, but it's going to be voluntarily, not necessarily the poor, but the baller. Take money from the rich, such as sponsors like Steel Series, and give it to the ballers of the StarCraft 2 community. So we're here at Belshire Beach once again, Red Mage, your favorite map, a map that we've seen twice tonight. I don't think we've seen it twice in like the last month, let alone twice in a night.
Oh yeah, this matchup has been it's been odd. Like the last couple of days, we've seen more and more people wanting to play on this map. And most of the time, you're right, it is Zerg, but it's just one of those maps that if your opponent, because it's fairly new. I mean, it's a couple months old, but a lot of people haven't played on it because it's not a ladder map, and I can't stress this enough as players. Get out there and play some other maps besides what's on the friggin' ladder.
Oh, exactly.
There are a lot of some really cool maps. Like Belshire Beach popped up, and I still hear top Grandmasters players going, I've never played on this map.
Yeah.
How are you a Grandmasters player and not even screwed around on this map?
Right. Well, to be honest,
it came out, you and I were playing on it like,
so dude,
cool.
we did a pictorial on it. That was one of a pretty popular news piece for us. It got sent around to a lot of websites. We got hits from Reddit, from Team Liquid, and from wellplayed.org from that. We did a pictorial little review of it. So yeah. I mean, and it's fun, and it's not like this is just a map that some dude made and we happen to like it because it has, a shore or something. This was introduced at the last GSTL. So I mean, it's a map that high level players play on and have played on. So either way, Sharo going with that hatch first. That's going to be spotted immediately by the SUV here of Divination. Now getting down his spawning pool in his gas. And that's kind of a questionable call. The more that I see players play on this map, and we've said it and I'll say it again, I honestly don't think there's any contention on this. It's not that this map favors Zerg, so to speak, but it forces, in a ZVT in particular, it forces the Terran player to adopt a different sort of a playstyle. He has to be hyper-aggressive. He can't rely on wall-ins to defend him. There's just too much area to cover with this entrance to his natural, this entrance with the destructible rocks to his natural, and of course the ramp up into the third where you can just loop all the way around into the natural. So Terran cannot rely on that, and even it's a lot of space to cover even for tanks. So he has to get hyper-aggressive very early and try to punish moves like what we're seeing out of Sharo right now, this very fast hatchery. And, you know, Divination, again, he's a top 10 Masters League guy, so he's got the skills, he's got the tools. He can do what he can to, well, I was going to make a, you know, $1 million man joke or whatever, but nah. But either way.
No.
But anyway, Divination's got the chance to punish this if he wants. And yeah, so we're gonna have to wait and see. Charo being ultra aggressive with the fact that he took this hatchery first, and this is a very small map. I mean, the attack paths are a little, I won't say convoluted, but they do loop around a little bit. They have a bit of a snake style to them, but Divination's gonna have to try and have something in store. We don't see any indication of a fast expanded set. Yeah, he's gonna be favoring Hellions. No Tech Lab down there, so these are not going to be Blue Flame. Going straight up to the Starport, so a 1-1-1 build with the Tech Lab being added to his barracks. And I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to see this barracks lift up, float out, and we're going to see that Starport switched over to that Tech Lab here, Red Mage.
Oh, I think so too. I think he could easily be trying to go in for something, or or he could be building up a nice large force of Hellions, and then doing the tech switch over for the factory, and then moving over for Medivacs. You know, there's so much you can do with this build right now, because he could be going for the Banshees, he could be going for the Hellion drops. There's just so many options you have at this point. But yeah, looks like you're right. He is going to put down that Tech Lab right now, so we could be seeing the Hellions backed up by Banshees
and
right
the
there.
cloak.
And boop, there you go.
Well, and yeah, this is kind of it's not weird. It's just something you don't see very much. This is essentially the Iacoic build, a very I won't call it half-assed, but it's an adapted build where it focuses entirely on Hellions and Banshees to control your opponent and control the map. So he's going to move in with these first 4 Hellions, skirt around. Good Spine Crawler placement here by Charo, though he's going to be caught a bit out of position with that one Spine Crawler unburrowed. Looks like Divination is trying to find a way in. Unfortunately, the Zergling's doing a good job of blocking. So once again, very good Spine Crawler placement here by Charo. Going to turn these Hellions away with only a handful of roasted Zerglings as their damage. Actually, he's turning around, going back in. Charo really doesn't have any business trying to chase these Hellions off the creep. So a little bit of miscontrol there, but nothing absolutely crippling. But really the Banshees, the arrival of the Banshees, and whether or not Charo suspects it really is what's going to matter. We don't see any lair tech on the way. We do see the Evo chamber has started, however, so that's going to effectively shut down Banshee play so long as he's quick on the trigger and placing those Spore Crawlers, and he's good about their placement in terms of geography. So looks like Divination wants to pull on back home. He may try to move out even. He's still got the cloak in production, so it is going to finish. I was going to say he may even try to move out and not do a harassment-based push like this. Oh no, the door's open. Bad timing there. The Zerglings are going to make it in. They're going to spot the Tech Lab on that Starport, so he's going to know without a doubt that he's got the Banshees on the way. Command Center down now, and automatically good reaction time. 2 Spore Crawlers being built now by Charo while he drones up, so the Spore Crawler's going to make him feel quite safe. And he's got a good number of queens out as well, so even if those Banshees try to push head on, he's going to have some anti-air to deal with them other than the Spore Crawlers. So good reaction there by Charo. The Banshees arrive now, going to try to go to work. They do cloak before the Spore Crawlers are finished, so going to be able to take down at least one of these queens. Looks like he's going to pull all the way back. Not sure why he's following that queen back. Needs to go ahead and try to kill these Spore Crawlers before they complete. Now firing at the Zerglings, pulling back. There you go, buddy. Pull on back. Start to target fire down to the drones. This is what he wants to do. Now target firing down the Spore Crawler. The Spore Crawler in the back is about to complete, about a little over halfway done. And he looks to be a little bit indecisive here is what he wants to do. Whenever you expose these Banshees, you've really got to be quick on the trigger and determining what you want to do with them. And Charo has spent more time flying around with him than he has firing with him. And that's a big mistake, I think. Now the Queen's going to move out. One loses its cloak due to the lack of energy. The Queen's take it out. This one Banshee going to be able to take down yet another Queen. The Hellions moving in now. Going to try and skirt past. The Zerglings doing the best job they can to try and block them. Great surround there up against the wall. And that's going to take out all of those Hellions. So Divination doing a great job of trying to be aggressive with Hellions and Banshees. But really Divination has dealt with this about as well as he possibly could have.
Oh, yeah, and we, excuse me. So we see, that would be a very dangerous thing if you could stem queens or anything large
the Zerg, because now he's moving in those spore crawlers. Now I think his biggest mistake is he put both those spore crawlers back in the main. He didn't have any in the natural there, and Divination really should have just gone over and completely taken out that natural and wrecked all those drones that were over there, as opposed to floating back and forth. So that was kind of a missed opportunity, but it did give him plenty of time to set up these tanks. He's now going to start rolling in and probably going to be trying to do something pretty hefty here. And with that burrow going to be taking quite a long time for Sharo, I don't know if that's going to be
the Banelings already. He's going to push out. He does not have siege tech on these tanks. That's very important here in trying to deal with the Banelings. Baneling's going to make it all the way in. He's trying to run the Marines back. No stem, though, so they're going to be caught and target fired down quite easily. Only one tank, 2 Banshees, and a handful of Marines remain. One other tank making his way in. I think Sharo made a big mistake in trying to take his third right there. The timing of it was a little awkward, and he's going to be able to probably clean these tanks up. Took a little bit of damage to his army there. The Banshee's still going strong, going to try and continue to pour the damage onto the Queens, if nothing else. But, trading a Banshee for a Queen is not always going to be the best decision. Just too much resources invested in a Banshee to justify that kind of a trade. We see 1 or 2 SCVs here mixing it up. SCV hanging out near the extractor, seeing what the labor benefits of the Zerg contract happen to be, trying to picket them, I guess, or something like that. But the Banshee continuing to go to work now. Yet another SCV arrives. We see a Spore Crawler in production now right on the top side of that hatchery. And now the drone's being fired at by this Banshee. The Banshee's got a good amount of energy, but the Spore Crawler completes, and he's going to be able to chase this away. So Divination pouring it on as best as he can, but we see a force of Sharo massing up near this third ramp that leads up into the third. He's going to be able to move in. The tanks do not have siege. No, actually, they do have siege, but they're not siege, so he's going to be able to deal with this. The Banshee's going to go to work. Oh, the Banelings make it into the mineral line, and oh no! Got more Marines than SCVs, but still pretty good usage of the Banelings there by Sharo. So a lot of back and forth action. This is a good TVZ, my friend.
Oh yeah, it absolutely is. You ever notice that watching Banelings roll into like a mineral line or a marine line is kind of like when you're bowling and you're trying to like move the ball by magic force to get right where you want it to get that strike. You're like, oh no!
It's like, get there,
so
get there.
You just get really excited for it. Like I was like, yeah, get him. And it's sad because I'm a Terran player, so I kind of feel for Divination here, but at the same time, I just want those suckers to die in an acid death.
Oh, I think that's why. I think that's one reason why TVZ, aside from the Heinlein factor, one reason TVZ is my favorite. There is no moment in any matchup that it reaches the excitement level of seeing a Marines stem and run away from Banelings. That is the most exciting moment in all of StarCraft 2. Now we see some Baneling mines being placed down here by Sharo. And oh no, okay, it's Banshees. Never mind. I was thinking that was a pack of Marines moving out to do aggression, but nope, going to be 4 Banshees, so the Baneling mine's not going to be terribly effective in that manner. 1 scout, little Zergling, getting brave, moving up, trying to figure out what his opponent's doing. Sharo is going to spot this third, and only 1 Queen's down here, so the Queen's going to have to come in. And this is a good call here by Divination. The Queen's going to arrive 1 at a time, and now the Cloak, and no Spore Crawler here. He's going to be able to chase these Queens back home. He's killed 3 Queens, make it 4, make it 5. So good attack here with the Banshees. Needs to pull back, I think. Doesn't need to be pushing into this. Picking off the Zerglings, I mean, yeah, it's great to target fire down your opponent's army. Now he's going to pull back. Needs to stay out of range of the Spore Crawler. And, but yeah, why in the world he's allowing this third hatchery to live is beyond me. I understand you want to take down workers, but he needs to be focusing on taking down that third hatch, because if and when these Banshees are chased away, that third hatch is still going to continue to exist. Now the Mutalisks are out, and the Mutalisks are faster than Banshees, so he's going to be able to chase these down. He's going to kill at least one of these Banshees, I'm almost positive, before it's able to get back home. So again, Sharo, Divination, that's great attack there, but he allowed the third hatchery to live. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, the Mutalisks going to run into a big Marine ball. Good, they were not on attack move, so no shots fired. But all of a sudden, this is kind of a scary push here out of Divination, and it's all going to come down to positioning. Sharo has to handle this just right. He's got the Banelings out. Oh no, he's going to plant the mines right there at the bottom of the ramp. So here we go, Divination walking his way up. There's the scan. That's a really wise scan there by Divination. Good call. And now he's going to move up the Marines. Oh, he's actually going to clear these destructible rocks, give himself a bit more room to function. He's going to siege up as well, just to make sure he has a solid base. He's not going to get caught out of position. Now moving in with this Banshee Marine army. This is a very fun army mix to watch and to use. Mutalists try to get in and do what they can, but the Marine count is too high. The Banshees, one Banshee lost due to a Spore Crawler. Now Mutalists trying to push back the Banshee Marine. Push here. Needs to get the tanks into position. Here come the Banelings. Banelings don't have speed. He's going to run them back. Oh, no. The tanks left completely undefended. The Banelings going to work on the Marines, but the tanks in such a high number able to deal with the fact that the Zerglings got by and were able to get a semi-decent surround. And now all of a sudden, Divination looking very strong. The third hatch being assaulted by a handful of Marines. The tank sieging up right at the top of this ramp. The Banshee's able to offer a little bit of cover here for the tanks at the same time, and Sharo really back on his back heels now. 18 Zerglings in production. I don't know that 18 Zerglings is going to be enough to deal with this Red Mage.
I don't think so either. There, AC. You know, with all those Banshees, all those tanks, all those Marines, I think he's just going to be able to hop, skip, and a jump right here, one right through the other. Those tanks are easily going to be able to take out those Spore Crawlers. There's just not enough of anything to get through all that stuff. Really, all Divination is missing is just a couple of medevacs, which he's getting right now, to heal up those Marines, and they can just stem right there to a victory.
Oh, yeah. Marine count way too high now. As soon as the second hatch falls, as it most certainly is going to, Baneling's going to roll in and try and do what they can, but really, well, if the second hatch survives here, and that doesn't matter, drone loss is too high, that's going to be the GG. Almost without a doubt. Divination going to take this down. Sharo fighting valiantly and looking so very strong in the early game, but Divination showing why he's a top 10 in his league. Masters player, a guy, definitely got some skill and some talent. And, yeah, Sharo going to hold on a little bit longer, it seems like, but, you know, down to his main. He's trying to replace the third at the moment. That'll be spotted forthwith, I have no doubt. Tank count, the Marine count, just way too high. He's got the macro hatch back home, but really, what can he do to deal with this? The tanks are in good position. They're going to be repositioned in a better position. So, yeah, Divination going to walk away with the win here.
Oh yeah, I think so too. You know, right now Sharo is just trying to do what he can to do damage, just because it's the principle of the thing right there. And he's sending in all those drones right now. You just see him just getting mowed down as quickly as possible by those by the great stem trick there with the Marines there by Divination. And there's the GG right there by Sharo. And Sharo is defeated right there by Divination. Divination, you've got to take on the final game, and this is your last and final chance to send me an email at contest@ghosty.com to try to win those special edition Magic cards from the Planeswalker series. They were only available during the 2010 New York Comic Convention, and of course, all you need to do in order to win, be a follower of ours at Justin TV, because of course we're shameless. We have to show the sponsor that we're doing something with their free stuff here.
Oh yeah.
And so, you know, all you got to do is be a follower. Send me an email at contest@itsgosu.com. Just tell me what your nickname is there on Justin TV, and just tell me that you want to win the Magic cards in some sort of creative way. And here in the next couple of minutes, the random generating computer picker machine or whatever will find out who is going to win.
It's the Google machine, man. It's the Google machine.
We're going to be giving away 2 packs tonight. So for those of you who were here last night, we gave away 10 packs. There was a ton of happy people in the chat last night, and so you know, tonight we're just giving away just the 2 packs. But we of course will be giving more and more away at every event that we stream. So that's the best way to just keep following us. It'll tell you when we go live.
Alrighty, Red Mage. It's been a blast so far. Moving into our last matchup, Divination. Who's he going to be taking on? Who's our last competitor for the evening, my friend?
Our last competitor is, if I can get into the right screen here, is Hammy. Hammy.
The Hamster. All right, Hamster. Divination's going to be a pretty intimidating opponent, man. I'm not going to lie. You know, a top 10 Master League player. And once you get into that range, you know, and I hate to break the news to you guys, and I'm not trying to be condescending by saying this, but the truth of the matter is, Red Mage and I have had a wonderful opportunity, just because of all we're doing with It's Ghosty, to work really with a lot of a good percentage of the best players in North America. The difference between Master and Grandmaster has very, very little to do with skill level or how good they are at the game. More than anything, it has to do with how much time they can dedicate on a daily basis, because to grind the games it takes to stay in that Grandmaster League, to get there, let alone stay there, is like a 6, 7, 8 hour dedication to StarCraft 2 a game. That's a full-time job. And yeah, I mean, there are some young kids that can do it, and there are some guys who are legitimate pros, like StarCraft 2 is their #1 occupation that can do it. But the majority of StarCraft players do not fall into that category. So there are a lot of guys in Master League that really should be, that are good enough on that level to play with any Grandmaster League player right now. So do not sleep on the highly ranked Master League players at all just because they never hit GM. But anyway, last event of the night. It's been a pleasure, guys. The viewer count, I just can't believe that even though we're still competing with the NASL with Day 9, and I'm so honored that you guys have chosen to stay with us. Even if you just got us minimized or whatever, you're just checking in. It's an absolute pleasure. I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this is the IGA King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com, by SteelSeries, and of course by the rest of our sponsors, which are going to be Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and San Yamabushi Jujutsu in Combination, Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check all those guys out, especially SteelSeries. They're supporting us. They're supporting esports, and it's my pleasure. And besides, SteelSeries swag is just awesome. I love SteelSeries products. I mean, you've got the Z board. I've been rocking the SteelSeries products myself, and I just love their equipment, man. Such amazing stuff.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've actually was I finally got that StarCraft 2 because I'm a Z board junkie, like skin junkie. So I finally got the StarCraft 2 insert for it too. I waited for a long time because I didn't really want it, because I didn't want it to throw me off, because I like to use regular keyboards in tournaments and stuff like that, because you can't take really big colossal keyboards like this on the road, because it's just tough to move around. But I mean, I have key sets for just about anything. I'm a collector of everything. You know this very well, but I'm a collector of almost everything. I've got the Age of Conan, the Tabula Rasa. I've got all 4 of the WoW key sets, even though I don't play WoW really all that much. I've got like Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, and I don't even play these games on the computer. I'm a nerd collector of the hardcore kind.
And I envy your collections, man. You've got some pretty awesome collections. You do. Not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, all Final Fantasy, Futurama, all that kind of great stuff. You and I had this discussion too about because we recently started playing Rifts, and you were like, oh, just get the digital download of the collector's edition. I'm like, no.
I have to buy it.
I have to buy it for real, because it comes with the soundtrack.
Oh yeah, gotta have that soundtrack, since you're gonna be rocking out to the Rift soundtrack while you drive down the road, right?
That's exactly right. Actually, I rock out to the StarCraft 2 soundtrack and the World of Warcraft soundtrack. This actually irritates people all the time when I go in to pick up my World of Warcraft, because I get the collector's edition every time, and everyone's like, oh man, what are you like, level 80? What do you got? I see you getting them all the time. Oh no, I just buy it for the art book and the soundtrack. What? They're like, well, can I buy your stuff from you? No, I still use it for my guy, but I like it for the soundtrack, and it just irritates people. Actually, I'm going to take just 2 seconds out to tell you a very funny story. I actually got my Warcraft account hacked.
Yep.
By some guy in Korea, and the only reason why I knew is my friends that play it a lot were like, "How come you won't talk to us online?" I'm like, "Well, what are you talking about?" So then I find out that they're, and I call up Blizzard, and I'm talking to the guy, and he's like, so why do you think your account got hacked? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, probably something stupid that I didn't do or did do, or they just got lucky. I don't know.
Right.
And the guy's like, well, you have a pretty primo account here. You've got all 3 collector's editions or whatnot.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, well, I don't have anything over level 20. And he's like,
what?
Wow, that guy must be so pissed.
Oh, yeah. Went to the problem, broke a major law so he could log in and see you hanging out at, like, Goldshire.
Man, it was great. Oh, it was absolutely awesome, because the GM was following around, and he and I were joking, like, this guy thought I had so much equipment and all this other stuff. He actually leveled me more in like 3 or 4 days than I did in 4 or 5 years.
Right.
So I kind of felt bad for him. I was like, I asked the guy from Blizzard, I was like, I don't have to give those levels back, right? He goes, no, you can keep the levels.
It's more out of pity. More out of pity. It's like, it's fine, bro. You can keep them, not a problem. We did see Hammy, by the way, doing the annoying little extractor trick where you wait for the Marines to get it down almost to 0, then you cancel and rebuild almost immediately. And now Divination's going to respond by taking both extractors right on top of each other. So pretty late extractors, if I do say so myself. That's owed due to the fact he went for this quick command center, and at the same time Hammy went for this hatch first build as well, so the spawning pool and the gas came second. So both players moving towards an economic focused game. And I love any sort of a quick command center build by Terran against the Zerg. I mean, you really have to do that in a TVZ if you're going to play at the high level. And then, as we've mentioned, Divination, definitely a high-level player. Hammy, I don't know. Do you have any clue what league he's in?
I don't know, because honestly, the whole time I look at Hammy or see Hammy's Ham name. I'm not getting the Hamtaro soundtrack, but I'm getting that big nutted squirrel with the doo 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 doo. So I can't focus and look at Hammy's name. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about that name and seeing the Hammy Ham in the stream. So he's definitely kudos in my book right there. So there's a Red Mage kudos.
Oh yeah.
With the big nutted squirrel. So
it makes me think of Top Gear. Whenever I hear Hammy, I automatically go to Hamster. Then I think of Richard Hammond, of course, because that makes sense. Yeah, there are times, there's moments like that where it's like, oh yeah, Hammy, the StarCraft player, makes me think of Richard Hammond. The Brit that hosts the Top Gear. It's like, yeah, I've got to have a mental illness of some sort. I just don't know what it is. But
as all things on It's Gosu, on the It's Gosu stream here, we take the scenic route, but we always get there.
Right. Well. There are times, though, in all upfront honesty with our listeners here, there are times whenever we get off on tangents and conversations where I feel like we need to lay breadcrumbs down behind us to make sure we can find our way home. So, anyway, the Zerglings moving in now for Hammy being active on the map, trying to maintain map control, scout around, and no, he's actually going for early Banelings. The Baneling nest just completing, going straight up to 10 Banelings. Siege Tech nowhere near done. Stim Pack nowhere near done. The barracks going down for Divination, tacking on all of his buildings. The first bunker is going to complete, and he's got a handful of Marines and a Marauder to try and defend this. But really, with this Baneling count, and given how much room he has to move around the sides and skirt into the mineral line here at the expansion, Hammy has a chance to really punish us. Wow, he's going to be able to run these Zerglings in. Here come the Banelings, going straight for the Marines and the Marauders. Oh, he's going to catch some of them, takes the bunker down. Now the Zerglings have cornered all the SCVs. He's going to lose all those SCVs. The tank arrives just in time to try and deal with this, but no Siege Tech whatsoever. Tons of SCVs being slaughtered here. And wow, Divination is on tilt or something. He was firing at the supply depot at the bottom of his ramp. The Zerglings trying to get this around, but the SCV's doing what they can to heal this tank up. He's trying to morph Banelings in right here at the bottom of the ramp. Don't know that he's going to be able to get them in. Actually, wow. Not only is he going to kill this tank.
Close.
Holy crap, are you kidding me? Oh no! Okay, where's my ring? He said Team Mordor at the beginning. I have no idea what that was about, by the way, but a couple of Marines trying to target fire these down. He's going to use those Banelings to kind of kill off the mules. So we go to the income tab. We see that, wow, they're actually about even in Harvesters, so it's been a very successful attack. And there it is, the GG from Divination. So wow, Hammy swooping in at the final moment of the King of the Hill here. He's going to walk away, our King of the IG, King of the Hill, number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com.
Absolutely amazing. And Hammy was worried basically all night, just saying, "Oh, I gotta play last. That sucks. It's no good." And right there, we see him just handedly, just doing a great job there, taking out Divination and pulling out a total win there through the whole thing. So, great right there. We see him saying num nums right there in the It's Gosu chat. So, absolutely, guys. If anytime you just want to hang out in the It's Gosu chat, most of the It's Gosu team is in there. AC, myself, Mr. Mini-Me, SKS Dark, Voss. We do want to thank everybody again for coming out and hanging out with us for the IG King of the Hill event number 11. And I'm going to read now the winners of the Magic cards here. Let me double check to make sure that everybody was fair and legal here as we go through.
I was going to ask. I meant to ask a couple of times. How many entrants did we have tonight?
We had 32 people.
All right. A lot of guys interested.
That was pretty good. So, our first winner is going to be Ravensmog.
Ravens.
So congratulations.
Ravens what? Raisin Zomg. Gotta say it right.
Yeah,
Zomg.
Zomg. Raven Zom is going to win himself a pair, and so is I'm sorry. That's not. Oops. Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
well done. Well done, my friend. Well done.
There you go. Plaf 08. I actually hit forward as opposed to the back. So yes, and Plaf 08 is going to win himself a pair of or a box of Magic cards. So thank you very much for Plaf 08. and Raven Smug.
We'll be sending you guys emails, by the way, to get your shipping addresses. So if you want to contact us again, feel free. But we'll be getting those emails out to you to make sure we confirm your shipping address. We can get your cars out to you as early as possible. So congratulations once again to Hammy, our victor of the IG King of the Hill number 11, earns himself a qualifying spot into our last Omega Cup to be held at the end of this month. It's going to be the last Omega Cup of our spring series. Congratulations to him on that. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out here in the chat on BattleNet and hanging out with us here on Justin TV. Once again, I'm AC, that's Red Mage JR, and this has been an It's Gosu production, brought to you in part by SteelSeries and, of course, by the rest of our sponsors. Cyberground.us, Max Integration, and Sanya Mabushi Jiu-Jitsu and Combination Goju Ryu School of Self-Defense. Check them out at sanyamabushi.com. One more time, I'm going to pop up the calendar. No matter what skill level you are, we've got an event you can participate in. Beta Divisionals are for our Bronze and Silver League players. Alpha Divisionals for our Gold and Platinum. Omega Divisionals for our Diamond Master and Grand Master. We've got King of the Hills. We've got IG Cups. We've got the IG. We already had our last IG Cup of the 2011 Tournament Series, guys. Had that just yesterday, so you missed out on that. We're bouncing back with even more. Stay tuned at itsgosu.com. Head over, make an account, join our community, and get involved. Just play. We love having as big a player turnout as we can. We love casting, love working with the community. So, and one last screen to show you. If you've liked the music you've heard in the background at all tonight, make sure you check them out. HaloTopic.newgrounds.com, MySpace.com/Indigo League. And you can find this baller in the background right now, Ronald Jinkies, at RonaldJinkies.com. Buy his album, Disorganized Fun. It is so very, very good. And head over and purchase that forthwith, so I do declare. So, Red Mage, I believe we're about ready to head out, my friend.
Actually, I wanted you to do one more quick thing. If you have 2 seconds, if you can hop into the chat there on Twitch or Justin, whichever one you're in, and kind of scroll up. See if you can get to the SKS Storm. He during the whole time he was watching, he made us a really cool background, which is pretty baller.
Okay, let me check. Where we at? Oh, I think I see it now. Okay.
Yeah, click on that thing and just show if you can't put that on screen, because that is so friggin' money.
Are you talking about like the Marine chick?
No.
Okay. Or not the Marine chick. I'm sorry, the medic chick. I was going to say that's. I've seen that before.
Yeah, no. The background he did with the It's Gosu logo.
Is that before or after I said contest at itsgosu.com? Before?
I'll tell you what. I'm gonna post it right there to you. I'm
gonna I was gonna say just relink that to me, my friend, if you can. If and you do, please. Have you already sent it out?
Yep, it's going. It should be in there right now. So something else like.
I think my chat's broken. I think that's the issue then, because I'm not. I was wondering. It seemed like everybody got quiet in my chat about an hour ago, and I'm going to guess my chat was broken.
Yeah, it did the same thing to me too. I had to reset the chat. So
I'm reloading now. So yeah, sorry guys, if you've been saying stuff to me, the reason I haven't been responding or reading it is because apparently my chat's been broken for like the last hour. So oh hey Divasion, just saw him pop into the end. Oh, this is pretty baller stuff. Thank you. Actually, hang on. I'm going to save this. Oh, no. Save image. And desktop. Let's pop that in there. And I'm going to go ahead and pop this up. And I will be using this, by the way, as a future background for us. Thank you so very much. You said SKS Storm made that for us?
Yeah, SKS Storm did that.
All right. Hang on. Let me pop it up here for everyone who wishes to see it or perhaps has not. I'm just throwing this in a blank window at the moment, brother, so don't worry. We're going to be using it as an overlay now, but there you go.
And really, that goes out to anybody. If you want to create like cool stuff, I'll see if we can't get Mr. Mini-Me to put up something so you can grab the IG logo and stuff like that. If you want to make
we would love it, and we will give you credit, tons of it.
Yeah, we will give you tons of credit. We'll use it. As you see, we have tons of layovers we got to do for all of our things, and honestly, we will gladly promote if you have a Deviant Art site or whatever. We will gladly give you props for it.
Are you kidding me? Well, and I'm not gonna lie. Right now, I like to think we do a pretty good job with the stream. We do a pretty good job casting. We have a lot of great events. We do as good a job as we can in all areas. We suck at graphics. Of our entire team, we're like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna go back to the opening screen. You see that? See that logo? I don't know who made the logo, like the itsgosu.com logo and the big G flame, but that was done by somebody other than us. And like the IG King of the Hill, that's done in paint. Okay, I'm doing the best I can, man. So I definitely need the stuff like this is just amazing. And yeah, if you got the time, we'll give you the resources. Anything you want, we'll give you tons of credit. If you want to make overlays or backgrounds for us for our events, that, I mean, honestly, that's really our weakest bit. We try to give back to the community, and if the community wants to help us out, that's all the better. So thanks so much to SKS Storm for this. I'm going to leave that up for the moment as we take things out, but yeah, I mean, I will be using that definitely in the future. Thank you so much, SKS Storm.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And again, if you want to make something, even if it's for like an event or whatever like that, we'll gladly, like I said, DeviantArt, whatever if you're selling art or whatever, and it's pretty cool. I actually buy a lot of fan art, so if you actually have fan art, send me an email to jrb@itsgosu.com, and I'll take a look at your art. And if I buy your art, it will probably actually appear on camera during my blogging that I do, as well as probably be in a movie, the documentary My Life as a Gosu. So if you sell art, if you make art, just send me an email or just post it in the forums there on itsgosu.com, and more than likely I'll take a look at it. And if it's something really truly awesome, we'll put it up on the stream here for you. It'll probably be in the documentary. It'll definitely be on my little wall there. So
right.
Definitely want to make sure that all you artists get a lot of good credit. And again, we want to thank everybody for sticking out, hanging out with AC and I all night long here for this the It's Gosu King of the Hill. We'll be back up tomorrow for the beta divisional, as always. So we'll see you.
And the betas, by the way, I just got to say. And yes, we do. I'm going to answer Shake Master's asking. We do have a YouTube account. It's a little hit and miss on the timing. We try to get all of our events up. And I'm actually going to be starting something. I'm not going to lie. My time constraints have kind of cost me in doing this. But each and every day, Red Mage is going to join me when he can, thanks to his, in terms of his time commitments and what have you. But in the very near future, I'm going to start doing a series called the IG Daily Repcast, where I'm going to be either solo casting or casting along with Red Mage JR, one professional level game each and every day. So I'm going to be looking to do that soon. There's the link from our buddy SKS Dark, a.k.a. Dark Viets, and our youtube.com/itsgosu account. And you can also check out a lot of our VODs just by going to It's Gosu on the main page. There's a little module called it just says IG VODs. And yes, Plath, beta's fun. Betas are fun. So, and yes, Komish, we honestly here, I'm gonna take this amazing art down for just a moment. All those events, there is not a single event on that calendar that you're looking at right now that we do not stream. We are on the stream constantly, all the friggin' time, man. So, no matter what it is, we're always streaming something for you. So, and Fire Mink says, every day there goes my love life. LOLOLs. But once again, thank you so much, guys. And remember, if you ever have any questions for us in general, for anyone, you can contact me at editor@itsgosu.com. Contact Red Mage there at jrb@itsgosu.com. He does his blog, My Life as a Gosu. Check that out. Check out our events. I'm actually going to start, I wouldn't call it a blog in the same style that his is. I'm starting a series that I'm going to start posting a lot of articles that are going to be centered around just little things that I think will help, lower to mid-level players. For example, I'm making a list of important timings so far as the fastest time a Banshee can arrive, the fastest time Siege Tech can be completed, and all that. I'm going to start posting more articles like that. But thank you, Plath. Plath says, you guys are so awesome. Thor fan says, our European hero, might I add. What time is it on your time, Thor fan? It's got to be like 4 in the morning. But
it's gonna be late for him. Yeah, that poor guy. I tell you, he is awesome.
Yes, he is. Thor fan, thank you guys so much. I'm gonna open this up. Just call out a few names. Thank you. You guys have been so kind, and it means so much to Red Mage and I. Devasion, DK Sud 3, Fire Minks, Hammy Ham Ham, J Royal Flush, Komish, Lucky Fool. Hey, Lucky, didn't know Lucky was in here. Luke Von Duke, Midnight, Plath, Raven Zomga, SC Divination, Shake Master 52, SKS Storm. Thanks to him for the amazing art you're seeing on the screen right now. And once again, our European hero Thor fan, who stays up to the wee hours to watch us and partake in all the IEG festivities. All right, Red Mage, anything else you can think of? I don't want to leave our guys. I love our guys so much. Our chat is being so awesome tonight.
I know, yeah. I mean, it's so cool. It's like one of those things where you just want to you want to keep streaming,
But at the same time, it's like, we got to rest up for tomorrow because we got to be really
exactly.
ready to rip and roll for tomorrow. I got to watch some more bad movies to have some bad movie references to go on. And you just never know what's going to happen. But, of course, we got all sorts of paperwork and stuff to do beyond this.
Right.
It's probably time to eat, too, because I don't know about you, but I
got
since, like, breakfast.
Well, I've drank so much Diet Coke, man, that I've got to hit the head in a way that is not not even appropriate. But Komish said, thank you, Komish said he followed us. And thanks, by the way, each and every one of you. And, I feel like we're gushing at this point, but I don't give a damn. The chat is being so awesome tonight. Everyone, that's done the artwork for us, that's hit like, that's tweeted us, all that. It means so, so much. And we love to see you guys come back. And like I said, make sure that this isn't the only way you can interact with us. When we have time to actually play this game instead of commentate it and talk about it, you can find us in the BattleNet chat. It's Gosu. So do not be shy about seeking us out in there. All right. I'm out, brother. I'm AC, that's RevMage JR, and this has been the IG King of the Hill number 11, brought to you by itsgosu.com and by our lead sponsor, Steel Series. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you back tomorrow night at 7 p.m. for our IG Beta Divisional number 9, I think. I don't know. Whatever number it is. Thanks, guys.
Some number.
Have a good night.
Good night.